Here we have a G.I. Joe classified vehicle. This is the VAMP, and it comes with Clutch, one of the original members of the G.I. Joes. This is exciting for a lot of reasons. A lot of people missed out on the His Tank, which I have yet to open myself. But this VAMP here, this was a mainline release. This wasn't a Haslab. Anybody could pre-order this thing and get one. Coming in at $100, it's a little expensive, but as you can tell by the size of this box, it should be a pretty beefy vehicle. I mean, it has to fit 6-inch scale figures after all. And here we see figures getting the windowed packaging even in the vehicle boxes, which is kind of funny because I remember the old G.I. Joe vehicles just being complete boxes themselves. And since we've moved on from the windowless boxes back to the windowed boxes, I don't know, I can't keep this all straight. Let's just open this thing. Here's the thing though, I think I'm gonna have some trouble with this thing. I don't know if my table is actually big enough to get all of the pieces out. So let's just open it up right here and maybe get a better look at the vehicle. And I think that's really the big thing here, is having access to the VAMP. We've seen plenty of single person or personal vehicles or even modes of transportation. Listen, I'm just really excited about this thing. Let's open it up now. All right, here we go. Oh gosh, that is a heavy box. Oh, there goes, there, wow. Okay, there's a lot in that box. Glad to see that the weapons lockers are still a thing for some of these larger boxes here. This is gonna help keep all the accessories together. But as you see here, there is some assembly required. I've got everything out of the box. The plastic's still on the main body of the VAMP, but I'm just gonna check the instructions to make sure that the wheels are really the only thing I need. Basically, they did a really good job packaging the VAMP here. I am very impressed. It's probably gonna be really noisy. I don't know if this is gonna be ASMR or anti-ASMR, but we'll find out together. There is the base chassis of the VAMP. This looks really super cool. It's so much fun to have a large version of a G.I. Joe vehicle in my possession. I do have the Fortnite boat, which kind of whet my appetite a little bit, no pun intended, for some 6-inch scale vehicles. But now that I have the VAMP here unboxed and the His Tank waiting for me, I know that I can get behind this a lot. I just need more room. Can we expand the studio? All right, so all the wheels are the same here. I just need to pop them on. Nice, satisfying pop there. Okay. And there we have it. We have a functional VAMP. It doesn't have the turret on top, but we do have wheels. This thing can go places. An excellent job with the packaging here as well. The plastic blister allows some protection for the guns here, so you don't have to worry about those warping, which, you know, unfortunately has been kind of a theme amongst G.I. Joe stuff lately. And there is a groove right here, and I just gotta match that up with the cannon. Now, the way this is constructed, I can remove it if I wanted to. I don't know why you would, to be honest, but it is an option. That is nice to have options. And I just noticed this here, but there is a trailer hitch. I'm guessing we're going to be getting some other vehicles or some tow behinds. That'll be exciting. And then the winch here does pull out, and you can just move it back with your thumb. Does a pretty good job of spooling back up. All right, let's see what else is in the other pack of accessories. So many goodies. I think to start, we're going to socket on some of the headlamps here. And if you're curious, yes, the windshield can flip down. Now, I was struggling to put these on, and there's a reason for that. There is a small retention clip in the back of this bar right here, and it needs to match up with the clip on this C-clamp. So that's what I was doing wrong, and wouldn't you know, once I got that in spot, it works like a charm. Now, the reason that they have it that way is because it evenly spaces out all of these lights on top. So that looks much cleaner, much crisper. There's also these ammo boxes here that feed into the side of the machine guns that mount on top here. So I think those just kind of sit in there. I'm really not quite sure. This might be something that we have to get a little closer look at. Yeah, definitely. Those aren't fitting all that well. There's some gear that I have to put on the hood, and here is like a sack of supplies that just fits right on the hood. Another thing that fits right on there. And if you're curious like which way they go, it's keyed and registered so that you don't have any issue. You should know exactly where these things go. Got a trenching shovel right here that will apply looking down this way. Got a couple of gas cans that fit in the back because we don't want to get stuck in Cobra territory without some gasoline. One of these fireman axes, and we'll just slot that in where it's supposed to go. That's something to be careful with. The plastic on that's pretty soft. Got another one of these headlamps right here. It does need to key, just like I mentioned. There we go. There's these green little C-clamp handholds. Those go right over here. That way, if somebody's hanging out of the vehicle, they can hang on for dear life. There's a matching one for the other side. The last piece I have is this fire extinguisher. it sits right back here. You have to remove the machine guns for this to work, and we just clamp that in just like so. Here we go, then I'll sock it back in our machine guns here. Whew, and there we have it. This thing took a little more assembly than I anticipated, but it's well worth it. This looks fantastic, all put together. We have the decorations here. There's a lot of great paint applications. And while I do appreciate everything being painted on, I would have liked a few stickers myself. I think to get a better look at Clutch as well as the vehicle here, we need to get a closer look at this because there are just some details that I cannot get at this angle that you guys need to see to believe. And here we have an up-close look at the VAMP. You can see here much better details on everything in the vehicle. Everything about this vehicle is so well done. It feels solid, it feels sturdy, the wheels spin really nicely. Overall, this is just an absolute home run for the G.I. Joe Classified series. The one thing that I really don't understand about this is how the ammo cans with the magazines and stuff like that work for this. So we've got two opposing ones right here, so they both kind of feed in this way for each of the things. Looking at the instructions for this, it just says to put them there, but they're so wobbly. I'm thinking it probably makes more sense to put them in here, but again, there's too much slack for them to properly seat. Now maybe this is just one of those things where you can't really move it. I don't necessarily see any way how to make these more stable, and you know what, that's okay. If this is my only complaint over all of this and a really cool figure, then I think we're doing okay here. Now, as I was playing around with it, I noticed something that I hadn't before. There is a slight suspension there, so you can kind of feel the shock absorbers there. I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, but it really feels like a Halo Warthog. Like, this is a 6-inch scale Halo Warthog done in G.I. Joe, but I guess maybe the Warthog is more of the original VAMP, and the VAMP is, you know how that all goes. Let's see if we can't get a little better look on how these attach, because that was kind of hard to see. There is that little stick out, that little clamp right there, and it does fit in there, so it gets a nice secure lock. Now just look at that. That is such a great look. Here's Clutch. He is a fine figure. You know, I think he almost deserves his own video because the VAMP really overshadows everything else about this. It's nice to have an included figure, and it's nice that the figure looks good. I mean, there's some really great detail here with this. The tattoos really fit the character as well as the whole vehicle theme, and he comes with an alternate helmet sculpt. So if you take this off, I can plug in this, and there, he's got a cooler helmet. Got a sidearm as well, fits right into his holster, and that's kind of it. I mean, it's a fine figure. He does basically what you would assume most other figures do. If anything, he seems a lot like Grunt, which is a good base figure to kind of go on. Let's put him in the vehicle, because I think that is going to be a testament to just how cool this thing is. So I can remove his wrench. I think I'm going to do that because it is a softer plastic. I don't want that getting bent. And we will just try to sit him in there and see how this works. He is seated here at the vehicle, and if I wanted to, I could get General Hawk out here and he could be a passenger, but we're not going to do that quite yet. I want to show a little bit more off of this vehicle. The hood on this does lift up, and if I move the camera just so, you can see inside there, it's got the big engine. And here's the winch right here. It just kind of thumbs back, and it does a good job. This isn't the sturdiest string in the world, but, you know, it'll do the job. There is an actual clip here, so this could tow things in the future, possibly a ram cycle. I mean, I could go over this and over this and over this. It just looks so amazing. Clutch looks great in there. I mean, just look at how great this vehicle just sits up and sets so nicely. Why not? Let's just put General Hawk over here. It's going to be hard for the VAMP to be topped. I think at this price, it's a little expensive, yes, but overall, a really great showing here. So what do you say? Let's get some cool footage of the VAMP, and we'll close it out from there. there you have it. There is the Vamp and Clutch. Really, I should just say the Vamp with Clutch as a bonus. This is really about the vehicle here. Now, the great thing is, we have vehicles now in the G.I. Joe Classified series, but with that is going to come some challenges with collector space. I've already filled up most of my shelves here with the figures. How are the vehicles going to fit with all that? I'm going to have to move some of this. I think that's really the only answer. Is it expensive? Yes, but is it a well-built, fun, accessory-packed vehicle? Also, yes. I think done sparingly, vehicles in the G.I. Joe Classified line are going to be amazing, because I can't imagine a world without more vehicles for G.I. Joe. That's basically part of the appeal of the original Real American Hero line. But you saw me put it together, you saw the up-close shots, it looks phenomenal. And if you like vehicles like this, if you like G.I. Joe, if you like Nerf, if you like action figures, be sure to follow along. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.